The world we once knew has been lost to shadow. Was it thunder and fire and brimstone? Drowned in flood and rain? Was it tragic decadence? A great fall? Unspeakable corruption? Or did the awakening of magic destroy our world? No one knows for certain. Reach through the shadowy mists. Find a fragment of land infested with shadowy corruption, yet lit enough to find your way. Find a creature of light, a sylph. They are friendly and willing to guide you. Perhaps the two of you can find other survivors. Perhaps this land can serve as a shelter. Perhaps together you can build a sort of haven. Forge friendships to save the world.
Nobody can save the world by themselves, right? That's why the way to save the world is to build a super team. In this room, I see a super team. My name is Irena Pereira.
I'm Brian Birmingham.
Tom Ang.
David Cham.
Chris Derhut.
Jason Hutchins.
And we are here to make games that bring people together. Video games are not made by yourself. You typically have to have a giant army of people. I've been spending a lot of my time trying to collect the best of all the video game developers that I've had the honor of working with over the last 25 years in the industry, convincing them to come on this journey with me.
And so she's the one who really brought us all together. Was like, I have got these superstars I used to work with at Blizzard, these superstars I worked with at 38. I really want to bring all these people together and work with them again.
Everybody's got their slot, and everybody can express themselves as artists.
It's like being in a band. Everybody doing their thing.
And when that art comes together,
it's magic.
We were just like finishing each other's sentences.
And that's what I get to do right now with this team. I'm building my super team.
Irena comes down and she says, "Hey Dave, we're gonna get the band back together. We're gonna make an awesome game." And I said, "All right, let's do it."
What we want to build is a game that really brings people together in a world where they can adventure together and build new friendships and stronger friendships and relationships playing together.
It's cooperation that's the win condition. Oftentimes in a video game, the win condition is dominance, last man standing, being on top, right? It's a very competitive framework. But we haven't looked at what games look like when it's all about cooperation. So what happens when you get rewarded for working together? Because what we want to do is make it always a net positive for you to encounter another player.
You were in this big shared world and it had these cool stories and places to go, but the real magic was you running into other people and working together with them and building these new relationships, building up the friendships, parties, dungeon groups, guilds, raids. All that stuff came from those first social interactions.
You're not going out there and just creating chaos. You're not out there just killing things. There's so much more value in being able to build something.
I think people are going to forge a lot of friendships, and they're going to work together to save the world.
Unleashed Games is a collection of industry veterans who have been around many blocks, who know exactly how to deliver games.
We've done a lot of work in the way people develop friendships, and then we also have a bond amongst each of us around showing kindness, and we want to bring that together into this game so that people can really connect and feel like there's someone that cares about them.
We are not on a small mission. We're on a giant mission.
We want players to forge friendships in order to save the world. And when I say that, I don't just mean save the world in a game. I mean save the world.
Can you hear me now? Here we go. See, of all the days, like today, I would of course have technical issues. Y'all, I thought we were past this. But no, Irena's here in the control room and on screen at the same time. So my eyes are on the camera, but there's icons down here that are small. Hi. Hello, everybody. Oh, I am fallible. I'm human. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi, Frank. Hi, Toza. Hi, Imaginary Heroes, our friends. They're joining us every week and joining us on what this is, which is the Unleashed Games weekly playtest. And now that you can hear me, I am Irena. I am the CEO of Unleashed Games, and Unleashed Games is here to make games that bring people together. And by that, I mean we build core social games that are just as much social experience as it is a gameplay experience. We've built a shared space where crafting and working together is just as important as adventuring and going out and questing, hitting dungeons, taking on bosses. And what we've done is we've taken our pre-seed investment. We raised about $1.3 million last year. I'm pretty proud of this team. And we built essentially this prototype that we shared at GDC with venture capital and publishers. And we continue to try to fundraise to be able to take this tiny little prototype and turn it into our alpha. So in that first quest video that you saw, that was footage from like June of last year when we first started. And now if you see where the gameplay experience is, that was the leap that we did in about 7 months. Now imagine, should we get more investment, how much bigger of a leap that is. But what we've done is we have shared this game and shared, opened up our doors and shared our prototype with you all because we want you to build this game with us. We want you to come to these playtest sessions and give us your feedback. And we want to know when we go the wrong way, or if we mess something up, or if you like something, even better, if you like something. But please join us every single week and you'll either see progress. I mean, while we've been in this fundraising climate, which y'all know what it's like out there with the jobs and the layoffs and interest rates, everything. Unleashed Games has been scraping by to stay alive, to be here for you every single week and still collecting bugs, still collecting playtest data and bringing really cool guests on to play our game with us.
So I just ask you to like and subscribe so that you can know the cool guests that we're going to be having going forward. Because even if we run out of money, which we already, like, we pretty much have, like, we actually technically ran out of money in January, but we've like eked our way to this point, right? So it's a good 10 months. It's a pretty damn good run. But the reality is that, we are going to continue and keep building, because we have somehow, when we're at our knees, let's say, we've had people come onto the team and say, hey, how can we help? You've met some of them. You've met Tyler Diaz. You've met Jennifer Williamson. We have another guest coming in another playtest who has joined us as an environment artist, who is like one of the most talented artists that I've gotten a chance to work with. And well, I haven't gotten to work with her yet, but she and I have been in the same Orange County game development circles. Anyway, you'll see. But she's going to be joining us for another playtest. But then we have some industry like heavy hitters coming. Y'all, we have a schedule. So I cannot wait. But one of the things that we have done today, I did this morning per a recommendation from Tozeb. Thank you very much. I really appreciate like the pointer, Tozeb. We have put together a Patreon, and I would just ask you, like, if you can, I'm like copying and pasting right now. So I'm going to paste it into the messages. But if you're willing to support Unleashed Games and help us pay for our email accounts, because that's actually one of our biggest expenses, it's like $400 a month. But if you want to help us cover that, like even with like $1 or $2, thank you. Also, you'll immediately get an invite onto this playtest. But you'd get our absolute gratitude, and we'd get back to building games and staying alive and completing and closing these deals, because there are deals in the works. So I want us all to kind of thank you. I want to thank you, and I want to thank my team for sticking around for as long as they have under these economic circumstances. And I wanted the show to be a celebration of them. So that's where I'm going to jump into our next video. I'm going to talk about my friend Chris, who I have known for a very, very long time. He and I actually were in the same board gaming circles when I was like 14 years old. I was playing Diplomacy we have a lot of the same shared friends. I played a lot of Diplomacy. It's actually up there. You see, I'm a big Diplomacy nerd. And Ticket to Ride and Axis and Allies, like these hardcore board games. Super fun. Anyway, digression. Let's talk about Chris.
I'm Chris Zerhut. I'm the Chief Design Officer for Unleashed Games. I'll be in charge of all the design efforts.
Where did you come from? Like, have you been involved in gaming for like a really long time?
No, actually, I've kind of an interesting kind of zigzaggy career. So when I was a kid, the thing I wanted to do to grow up to be was to make toys. And at some point I looked and said, well, how many people in the world get to do this? And really found, it's just a few dozen. Hey, okay, that's not a realistic thing to do. As I came out of high school, I decided the thing I wanted to do back then was I wanted to teach. But the weird part is, of course, I was a math teacher, but my undergrad background was in history. So my real heart and soul is in that social science. And it turns out game design is combining all those social science stuff with psychology and history and sociology with the math and the computer programming, and bringing all that stuff together. So what's so great about game design is, so I decided to go back to school at nights to take classes to get a master's degree in computer science, and eventually change fields and go back to my original passion with really I wanted to do is I wanted to build video games. And every once in a while, I would go looking at job sites just to see what kind of jobs are people looking for, what kind of skills do I need. And I looked at Blizzard's site, and they had this job listing for technical game designer. And I read through it, and I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. Holy crap. This is exactly my weird mixed skill set of math and soft social skills all mushed together in a job that needed to be filled. Because they needed somebody who could both talk to designers who are often not very technical, not very mathematical. They're all like coming up with crazy ideas and stories and quest lines and all that. And they also talk to engineers and read code and work with Excel. And they wanted both of those in the same person. I was the perfect person for it.
What are you doing now with Haven?
So a big part of it is if you want to build up friendships, there's a process of friendship formation. But the process of friendship formation starts first with having social proximity. You gotta have people keep running into each other over and over again. We call this repeat serendipitous interactions. That's a really dense phrase. Basically, I'm going to see the same people over and over again. Every time I do, it feels awesome. And that's how people actually build friendships in the real world. So it goes from that social proximity to people start doing parallel play, and then they start doing cooperative play, and they start helping each other. Little reciprocity is what we call it. And eventually that friendship blossoms enough that they start sharing things about themselves. And that sounds a little bit crazy, but I've watched this exact pattern happen over and over and over again. So that's a big part of the game, is building those relationships and fostering them.
Are you creating a social space with Haven?
Ironically, the main focus of the game is not social. The main focus is you're going to go fight, explore, and build in this fantasy world and have adventures together. But if we want you to really enjoy that experience and have that experience be transformative in your life, building friendships is going to be in the background all the time to make it work. Without that, none of those adventures actually play out. The group falls apart. Your friends stop playing. People churn out of the game. It doesn't hold together. By building those friendships, people stay in the game. They log in every day. They care about what happens to you. And you're able to have those fantastic adventures together. So part of what we're looking to achieve, and I think Irena probably talked about this some herself, is we have a world that has a crisis of loneliness. People feel more isolated and alone than they've ever felt before in the history of the world. But where do people spend their time? They spend their time in games, in virtual realities. If you're spending that much time in the gaming space, then at least that fraction of your friendships should be being built in that same space, so that you don't have that crisis of loneliness. So you are connected to the rest of the world. So a big part of our mission is bringing that need for friendship and community into the gaming space.
So where can we go to find out more?
You can find more information about us at our website, unleashedgames.io.
So that is Chris Zierhut, my dear friend. And he and I actually reconnected after a long time apart, after I moved out to the East Coast for 38 Studios. We met again, like when I was very young. It's complicated, but we've known each other for a very long time. And we met because we lost a mutual friend. Who is no longer with us. And at his memorial, he was a friend of ours. His name was Travis Day. He was a systems designer on World of Warcraft, and he was a systems designer on Diablo 3. And he was one of the smartest, most arrogant game designers that I had ever met. And yet he became one of my best friends because we connected so deeply. But little did I know that he was struggling with his mental health. And he was actually pretty effusive about it on Facebook. But at the same time, what was really important to him was making sure that we could have systems in place to support people who are more vulnerable. And sometimes there's no more vulnerable people than those that are struggling with mental health issues because they don't know how to ask for help. And so Unleashed Games grew out of the memorial for our dear friend Travis as a commitment to wanting to make a game that would help connect people, because the number one way to solve some of our challenges is by connecting us to each other again. And so we've built a game that we're calling Haven to create an opportunity for you to connect with your friends and go on incredible adventures through dungeons, through Overland, and meeting new friends along the way. And then coming back and building a world together as unseen magical forces are fighting back against you, trying to wink you out of existence. Because that is literally the struggle that we kind of fight every day. And sometimes it would be really nice to have a magical staff like Gandalf. And sometimes it would be really nice to summon fire. And maybe in a video game, we can, but we can do it together. And Chris is the one that came together with me to build this world. And I'm so grateful for his contribution. But then we brought on another great dear friend who I met when I left the Blizzard team. And by the way, I actually brought this for today. This is our Burning Crusade gift. We wore this to the infamous party actually, the one with the Cosby rug. Or not the Cosby rug. Sorry, that was a different thing. But that party over in Las Vegas for the launch, there was a lot of people there, and I actually took a lot of photographs at that party because I learned how to become a photographer at Blizzard. But I left Blizzard in 2008 after I closed Gold Master for Wrath of the Lich King to go work on a video game at a video game company with my former EQ2 gaming buddy from a circle of gaming buddies, Mr. Kurt Schilling, a baseball player. And he asked me to come out and be his like interface designer for 38 Studios Project Copernicus, which was going to be the WoW killer, the game that was going to be greater and bigger than WoW. And we worked very, very hard to build that. But the person who was building that alongside me was this gentleman, Mr. David Chan. Let's go find out about Dave.
My name is David Cham. I'm the COO of Unleashed Games. What I do is just try to keep the business running, work with Irena to figure out how do we fund what we do, how do we get the right people for what we do, how do we make something creative and exciting, how do people feel comfortable, making a game that's gonna really make people happy. I'm also a pretty deep programmer as well, so yeah, it's fun. I like to be full stack, from like raising money to writing a shader to go on screen. It's fun.
Have you been involved in games for a really long time, or have you been involved in this industry?
I guess over 20 years at this point in the industry.
If you can look at it objectively, what is it that you really like about Haven that you think makes Haven special?
It is a different type of game. I mean, I got started out doing first-person shooters. I've worked on some MMO technology and things like that. But this game is really being designed from the ground up to connect people. I love multiplayer games in general because you do get to connect with people. There's nothing better than the developer than like they don't know you're a developer and you jump in the game with them and they're sort of giving you live feedback on the fly. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. And so what I think is it's a really nice match of using like modern technology techniques such as AI to like build something that is doable by a small team at a reasonable budget. But from the ground up, we really believe that the gaming technology can connect people in a way that we haven't seen so far and really be a value add to build friendships outside of games as well as in the game. So that's really what it's all about. And like after, the pandemic and everyone was like kind of caught up in this little space, it's like, boy, wouldn't it be nice to meet some people and I don't know, have some fun.
What did you think when Irena described the concept of Haven for you?
I mean, she really started with showing me some artwork that she had created, and I just fell in love with the artwork. We're visual people in my mind, and so like seeing something that was really cool, the characters were really neat. And then she started talking about the way it was going to be developed and the way we were going to connect people. And so I could see the way the code would work, I could see the way the team would build it, I could see that not only is it a good idea to connect people, but the way that the gameplay works actually works really well with the size of team that we can have to make something that's really compelling. So for me, I just love the idea of jumping in games with people and doing a value add together, where we take on the world.
What keeps you coding? You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm so happy I don't have to do that anymore. I'm managing others or whatever. But what keeps you in the trenches coding?
I found myself over the years of game development being attracted to the harder parts of the development cycle because you got the most reward from solving those problems. And people are just so happy when you do that. And so I just really like solving the really difficult problems and figuring out what I'm capable of doing.
You've spoken to a bunch of investors at Speedrun and so on. Are they seeing this? Like, what's the reaction to these potential investors when they find out that you're actually also an engineer and not just, somebody who knows their business talk and stuff?
I mean, I think they like it. I mean, a lot of investment goes into founders that have technical skills and have ideas, and so I think it resonates with them. And I think investors are really looking to know, like, beyond the promise of what you're making, like, can you actually build it? And so to kind of roll up your sleeves and just be like, hey, I just did this last night. Do you like it? And see the eyes go wide. It's kind of nice. So,
I mean, it's a tight team. Like, there's a lot of small teams where maybe you could do without a couple of the guys, but they kind of need to be there. But everybody seems to be pretty indispensable.
Yeah, everyone gets along really well. Everyone finishes each other's thoughts. It's 1 + 1 = 3. I feel very comfortable with the group. A lot of times as COO, you have to be the adult at the table and make sure everyone's moving in this direction, but everyone's pretty mature, so that gives me the time to focus on code. And that's honestly what I think is really fabulous about our team, is the fact that like I don't have to herd cats. We're all moving in the right direction, making a great game.
Do you personally see a need for a game like Haven to exist? Is there something that you've noticed is missing out there, you know?
I think so. I mean, like a lot of multiplayer stuff has really gotten around competitive, and I love that. I do like competitive games, but a game where people really get together and they build friendships and they fight against the force of evil, and really get to know each other and build a strong bond that hopefully lasts outside of the game, I think is a really nice thing. We've done a lot of work in the way people develop friendships, and then we also have a bond amongst each of us around showing kindness, and we want to bring that together into this game so that people can really connect and feel like there's someone that cares about them. I think people are going to get into Haven and they're going to forge a lot of friendships, and they're going to work together to save the world.
Dave Cham is out here with me in Rhode Island, and he is one of the greatest engineering leaders that I've ever had the privilege of working with. That man, he's actually a drummer in a band, and that man runs an engineering team like a drummer, and it's always a great time, and you're always doing a lot more than you think you're capable of. And he's right there with you in code, driving everything, and he's also got a secret side. We call him Artist Dave. Actually, he wears a lot of hats. We have Business Dave, Artist Dave, Engineer Dave. Who knows what kind of hat he's wearing on what day. But I'm so amazed at the architecture that he has built for Haven that has actually given rise and set the groundwork for our Greater Realms platform, which just not going to talk too much about it, just little droplets here and there. But Haven is our focus. And that's where we're starting, because we didn't want to go out building a massive platform we didn't know people wanted. We want to build a game to see if people want to play it first. So that's what we've done. And who better than to bring on, to be able to help us build the art and the style of what we were thinking of for Haven than one of the most incredible art directors I've gotten to work with, Mr. Tom Ang.
My name is Tom Ang. I am the Chief Art Officer for Unleashed Games.
Are you in charge of like the whole look of Haven?
Yeah, so developing what that's going to look like, how that's going to be made, the art, the workflow, the pipeline, you know, how we're going to utilize great things like AI generative art. That's what I'm in charge of.
Where's your inspiration coming from?
Haven started from a conversation, and we started with talking about Alphonse Mucha. He's got this gorgeous line work that helps define his artwork. Ivan Bilivan also came in, and there's this really decorative, fluid graphic design that goes in there. Ivan Earl, really famed Disney designer. More on the modern side, Ollie Moss, who really plays with the ambiguity between positive and negative shapes and really strong silhouettes. Miyazaki, and so we brought that in, and the anime influence. And these don't usually go together, but like we started putting them together, and it's like it gave us something really quite magical. And so we're happy with like what we're getting out of those kind of influences.
It sounds like Haven's going to be a very bright colored game.
It will at some points, yes. But if I had to distill it down, I would say it's really going to have strong silhouettes. The silhouettes are just going to be crisp, and the readability of it is going to be wonderful because of those silhouettes and how they separate.
What makes you excited about working with this team artistically?
I'll go back to loving the interaction with creative people, right? You know, I mean, a lot of us, we went through the pandemic and working remote, and there's some wonderful things about being able to work remote. You know, You don't have to deal with the commute being in LA, you know, that's a big plus. But I miss interacting with people. I miss the energy and the electricity of being in a room and talking about a design problem and in real time, you know, going back and forth, and that interchange and that inspiration happening so quickly that you're almost like cutting each other off and finishing each other's sentences, but like on a visual level. And everybody was sort of like putting ingredients into the pot, all coming together into this really nice flavor that isn't entirely me, isn't entirely Irena, isn't entirely anyone. But I love this whole collaborative approach of it, where the thing that you get is different than any single one of us could have done. It's like being in a band, you know, having everybody like doing their thing. You got to have a great bass player, drummer, guitars, you know, rhythm guitars, lead guitars, vocals. Like everybody doing their thing is magic when it's together. These guys are heavy hitters. Like I really respect where they come from, the experience that they've had, and I'm bringing in a huge range of different experiences, different art styles. Anything that like inspires me, I'm gonna bring that in. And I wanna make sure that that's what I can do for this team. That's gonna be my part of it. You know, if I'm the bass player, I wanna be the best bass player. If that's my job, that's what I'm gonna bring.
So the mention of Copernicus earlier is, dude, that guy was the art director for Copernicus. All that art and the characters, like the videos that some of our friends here in the chat viewing this stream have been resharing for years now because they're such massive fans of that IP. He like led that team and helped forge that vision. But the vision of Copernicus was an amalgam of every single person on that team. It wasn't just Tom's vision, but Tom's brilliance is that he can bring all of the creative like perspectives of a massive like 80, 100 person art team and make everybody feel like that they've contributed. Because he's not just an art director. Like we're actually like shrinking his context for working on art direction for Haven, but he is an executive and he's helped run teams and run production pipelines. So he knows how to build incredibly efficient pipelines for getting games out the door. And that's one of the ways that he's also helping us. But the other thing that he's helping us with is that he's helping us express that version of Amalur and that art style in a whole new way with Haven. So I am so lucky that Tom has had decided to like join up with us, but it was less luck and more that he came onto this team wanting to work with us again, because the team that we had at 38 Studios was bar none one of the best. And I worked on one of the absolute best, which was the World of Warcraft team. So friends, one of those people on the World of Warcraft team was one of the reasons why it was one of the best teams. It was because of this other incredible collaborator. His name is Jason Hutchins.
Hi, I'm Jason Hutchins. I am production director for Unleashed, and right now we're such a small team, so I am my own production assistant and just kind of doing everything. Production for video games is, we use the term producer in lieu of project manager. And a lot of times, a lot of companies that do this, because producers typically work with all of the various disciplines in game making, right? So you've got artists, you've got designers, you've got engineers, marketing people, you've got all of that. My bread and butter is I build teams and I build game systems. That's what I like to do. And that's what I've done the most of. Production is kind of the glue to make sure the communication happens and keep everybody moving and everybody talking.
So like meeting deadlines, getting all the assets in from every team and so on, that kind of thing?
Yeah. A lot of time, we take the information we have to create our own deadlines. And we're not just enforcing deadlines that somebody else makes, we usually make them as well, in conjunction with our other team leadership. So we'll work with all the engineering leads to figure out kind of how long things are going to take, or how long we think things are going to take, and go from there.
what are your most important values? Like, as a producer, like, what do you really want to make happen here?
That's an excellent question. The biggest thing about production that I've learned and I like to apply with my teams is that really it's people over process. So there's a lot of ways to produce a video game, and different teams and even different part of the teams need different processes. It's easy to say, you know, we're going to run a very specific, like, by the book, Scrum, Agile process. Sometimes you don't need that. If you've got a team that is already cranking out assets, knows the deadline, understands where the fun is, doesn't have to do a lot of iteration, really is already very mature, you have a process for that would just work. We all lean pretty heavily into agile thinking and agile methodology, and that's what we're going to be applying for Haven, because there's going to be a lot of things where we're either breaking new ground or breaking the same ground that we've already trod a number of times, but we are going to want to be able to iterate on that, and just agile methodology helps us do that.
What are you excited about? You know, this is a brand new project.
Oh, yeah.
What are you looking forward to?
Two things I'm super excited about. One is that everybody's very good at what they do, like very good. Working with a team of people that have both worked together and are very good at what they do and excited about it that's where the magic happens. This team knows how to make games that feel good, and we have learned a lot about what makes a community, and that's a huge a huge differentiator for Haven as opposed to other games that we've worked on.
A lot of the people that I've spoken to have been like, you know, this is something that the world needs, you know, like that we can maybe even change the world with this game dynamic, you know, or like helping socialize people, or maybe building healthier social habits and stuff. Like, is this something that's important to you, being part of this team or being part of this project for that?
You know, it absolutely is. And you know, when you say it like that, it almost seems like a laughably lofty goal. At the end of the day, it's a game, right? And games help people who can't physically go do things, right? Or are going through a super hard time. And this can kind of help keep them engaged and alive. We actually hope to do more than that by not just providing an entertaining game, but providing a mechanism for people to make new friends, which people aren't doing when they're not getting out of the house. Because people aren't getting out of the house. Some because they can't, some because they won't. Some people are still scared of COVID, right, and staying home. All of that has led to this kind of epidemic of loneliness, right? And we're hoping that we can help in some way. A lot of the games that you see being made these days are very single-player oriented. Even the ones that are multiplayer don't necessarily value or encourage teamwork. Even the ones where teamwork is required, right? It doesn't come naturally. There is some method of the game forcing people together, either because it's being match made in advance before you even join the game. There are games that make it very easy for you and I to pre-plan that we're going to play together. And that's great. We'll support that as well, but we want to have people that are logging in to play a game, and I run into you by accident. And it's a happy accident. That's what we want. In Haven, we want players to forge friendships in order to save the world. And when I say that, I don't just mean save the world in Haven. I mean save the world.
Jason Hutchins. Hold on, I got to bring this banner down so I need to gush about Jason. I know I did last week, but there's nothing wrong with gushing about Jason again, because Jason Hutchins is one of those producers that understands how games are made, but he also understands people, and like, he doesn't care how you get things done as long as it checks off the item on the list that you committed to. And how you do it, when you do it by, as long as it works, like as long as it's reasonable, and he will push through and make you accountable. But he will also make sure that, you know, everybody's had a voice in setting deadlines, setting priorities, and he's always looking for ways to be more and more collaborative. So when I came to him with these ideas from of ways to collaborate that I learned while working at the United States Air Force at Kessel Run. He was all about it. And we, wanted to come in very light touch with this radical version of Agile that just blew all of our minds. And when we applied it to developing Haven and setting priorities, suddenly it was not like you would think. It wasn't chaos. When we were driven by a weekly playtest, this playtest right here, we've been doing this since we started entering in code. Every week we would plan on Monday. Wednesday we'd check what we would be checking in for the build. Thursday we would check it in and address any bugs so that we could fully test it for the playtest on Friday. But every Friday we had to have a working version of the build to be able to play. And then we moved it online, and we've been streaming this through Twitch since about, I think, September or August of 23. Yeah, it's been even before then, I think, even back to July. And in fact, I wanted to share, I don't know if you remember, but if you've been watching this at all, back then, you'd remember our fun little Forester. This is our first white guy in our game, friends. Yes, we've had white guys in our game. We just didn't happen to have it for the prototype. There's a whole group of people that are kind of upset about something that I said, that they took something completely out of context. I'm so sorry that they were offended by us not having a prototype character just for them. But in fact, I think the male mage is, I've been reminded after the fact that he's pretty pale. So who knows? But we had that Forester, and we were all playing this Forester as the only character in our game for months. And then toward the fall, we started adding our characters. So in fact, while I'm buying time because I've gotten a few takers on my offer, check it out. If you want to play, I'm going to open this up to anybody who wants to play. I've got 5 slots. We're going to have 6 people playing because I'm playing 2. If you'd like to jump into Haven, DM me over on X. I'm going to go check X to see if anybody has sent any more messages. And let's, I don't know, if anybody wants to come into the game. I know somebody who needs to get to the game. We're going to go find them. Tozeb, can I send you a file? No, I'm going to send you a file now. And I want you to download it if you can. I'm doing it live, my friends. We have the golden ticket is this PDF for now. Let's see, and we'll find Tozeb. I'm calling you out right now. Oh, why won't it let me paste it? Oh, goodness. I can't send you a file, Tozeb. I'm going to have to find another way to do so. If anybody wants to come in and play, I know somebody is downloading the game as we go. We'll see. I'm going to go log into the game myself. Let's share screen. Welcome to the Matrix. Let's go see if we find anybody. Thank you, Dave Cham, for resetting the server. I appreciate you. I'm always a mage. Hello. Let's see who's in here. Oh, I'm the first one in. Okay, well, we're just going to start playing. And I'm going to tab out periodically. I can't do that. I'm going to use my phone for it. But we're going to play. Water Bolt. Oh, I wish I had Cephable installed so I could just cast with my voice while I try to get people to download. I'm doing this all by myself, so forgive the clunkiness. I should probably kill it with a spell rather than die. Oh, it ran. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, because I was not doing well. I didn't even buff myself. Do I know how to play my own game? Come on, man. Okay, I'm gonna loot this thing. I needed that. Okay, I need that, but I don't. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. This is my pillar. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Got to consider the order of those buttons when designing the UI, but I could very accidentally end up out here. Oh, this isn't good. Do I have any wood? We'll see. Did I don't see the campfire. Oh, there it is. It's hidden in here and I couldn't set the position. I don't want it to be in the grass. I can't see it. That's actually one change that we were asked for is to mow the lawn in Adventureland. I'm out here by myself. And I just ate that mana potion. Oh my gosh. I'm the worst at this. But at least I regened. Okay. I kind of want to try to kill this thing before I leave. You think I can? I hope so. But oh, wait, I'm not in range. Oh, but now it's aggro, and now I am in range. Oh crap. Oh no, I have the wrong one. Wait, why don't I can't. Look at that. I have it targeted. I can't go into the safe zone, which is good. But I can't cast my spell. Oh, because I'm in the safe zone. Now this makes sense. All right. Now let's own this thing. Pew! Pew, pew, pew. Am I okay? That's not so bad. That's not so bad. All right, looted another health potion. That's useful. Let me go back to my village. I hope there's somebody there. Um. Ooh, there might be somebody soon. I can wave at the Kraken root. Oh. Right now, I gotta clear out this Kraken root again. It respawned. Womp womp. That's okay. I have my buff now. Anyone here? Look at all this. This is all demo text for the chat window. It's not too interesting. All right. Quests. I need to gather wood. Yes, I do need to gather wood. I'm actually kind of wait. Is that somebody? Whoa. Somebody joined in? Hold on. I'm gonna wait. Oh goodness. Hey, it's Frank. Hey Frank. Oh, it's so good to see friends. I'm gonna buff you guys. Okay. Found some friends. Now I can build a house. Let me build a house and then we can get a house buff. Come. Help me build this. Okay. Let's see how fast we can get a village going. Oops. No, I need more wood. Oh, somebody else got wood. Good. I have a quest to get wood. I should have gotten it earlier. All right. Well, we'll build it. Hey, thank you. We need chat bubbles over the heads of players, I think. What do you think? I'm going to load up. We're still building. Oh, this build is taking a long time. Do we need more people? Ah! Oh, now it feels like it's going faster. Oh, yay! Now we have a house. I want to like get these instructions out to a couple more people because I just love the idea of people jumping in. Ooh. Oops, how can I? Ooh, I have the code. I have the secret. Okay. So, all right, what's next? What's next? What do we want to do? What do we want to do? Should we build a workbench? I'll put it over here in front of my house. Okay. Camera controls. This is no Tiny Glade, friends. I wish it were. I seriously wish it were. Oh, wait. No, I can't build it here. All right, maybe I'll build it on this side of the house then. Oh, it looks like it. My button is green. There. I need more wood. I need spell effects too. Oh, but they have wood. Good, I'm going to collect some more though, because we're going to need wood to keep building our resources. All right. At least it's only going to take one tree. We've certainly got to tune the population in the starting area. There's clearly not enough. There's too much wood, but not enough rocks. Kind of apparent for especially a first-time user experience. But you know, this is just the starting village, so it should be pretty straightforward, I would hope. But it depends. Like we could be, you know, are we building a super casual game or are we building like a challenging survival game? That's something that we can play with. But we have a workbench now, we can craft, and we have a rested buff, but we don't have a healer. And we might need some rock. Do you think there's any rocks anywhere? Because, oh, you know what? I'm going to stay at home and I am going to grab and build this arcane mill. Let me position it correctly. Hold on, I got to zoom out. How far can I zoom out? Yay! And now we need some rocks. So y'all, this is our prototype that we built. Like when we talk prototype, we're just functionally proving that our gameplay loops work and that it's actually fun to play. And I've been playing this game every week. Maybe I'm a little bit biased, but it's always fun. Oh, Frankie wants to go to Adventureland. Well, alrighty then. I'm not going to say no to Adventureland. Wait, where'd he go? Get back here, Frankie. I'll also buff you. Let's go adventure. This will go really great without a healer. Carlian, thank you for joining us. There we go, there we go. We found some rock. I will stand guard. I don't see any mobs. I think we're clear. Oh, there we go. I'm going to put some names on because that allows me to cheat. Oh, I see some rocks over here. Through the trees. So one of the things that we did a couple of weeks ago, last week actually on Monday, was we had a public playtest of Haven at New England Institute of Tech with about 20 people. They installed Haven on 20 machines, and we had that entire group play through this starter experience. And one of the first comments that I got from people was, whoa, this looks a lot better than it does on stream. And yes, friends, as we're playing it, like it actually looks much, much better. The quality of the artwork and like the style is actually quite intentional. As Tom Mang talked about, oh, you can see I'm in an animation bug. Oh, look at my funny movement. Oh, goodness. See, I got caught in a casting animation bug. That's on our Jira list. If we use Jira, we haven't fully decided yet, but I can wave and I can break the bug and get back into a normal state and reset. That's good. But the art style is intended to be cartoony. I mean, that was one of the great things about World of Warcraft, right? We lost Kieran. Or Carlian. Carlian. Uh-oh, wait, I went the wrong way. Oh, shoot. I don't want to get too separated. I'm coming, I'm coming. We'll stick together. Frankie, don't leave me. It's very dark out here. The night is dark and full of shadows. Ooh, use Trello for now. Jira is overrated. That's a good tip. Frank, I've been meaning to talk to you about coming in and seeing if you wanted to join us. Carlian's back! Yay! Welcome back. I hope he didn't die. Did you die? Oh, see, I got caught in that animation bug again. Womp womp. Yeah, Carlian lost his way. And that's expected. It's really hard. So one of the things that we did, Carlian, if you're watching the stream, I don't know who it is, so friends. Um, one of the things that we did is we created these like little breadcrumb sparkle trails that go through the wood. Why did they disappear? Huh. Did we find another bug? I was just about to talk about them too, and then they bugged out. Womp womp. Oh, hi. Oh, that's Seb. Hi, Seb. That is cool. I don't want to out you, Seb, but Seb is a very cool, amazing game developer that has made some you have played his games. Yes, you have. But thank you for joining us. That is amazing. Here, let me steal this rock from you. But I think you actually are looting it faster than I am. So I got to go get my own. Oh, what's this? What's this? I need a point animation. So instead, I'm just going to do point in asterisk. What's that? I know what it is, but he may not, or he may have seen the stream before. But classic MMO sign language. I stand here and I jump. If I jump, people will see me, and therefore come and pay attention. I think this is cool. We should do something with this. What is this? Link. You all know. Oh, but there's a rock here. Oh, I'm mine. I deserve some rocks. Ooh, and I got turquoise. Legit. That'll be good for my weapon. I need a weapon upgrade. Maybe we should. Oh God, there's wolves. Oh, okay, that's happening. I gotta help. Water bolt, water bolt, water bolt, water bolt. Now I'll tank. 2 mages. Chris said that we should be able to duo this. Woohoo! Yes! And I'm stuck in an animation bug, which at least is happening frequently. The more frequently a bug happens, the easier it is to fix. Because it's easy to find. That's the hardest problem, the biggest problem with bugs is finding them where they are in code. Seb may know something about that. All right. Do you want to get into trouble? Oh, he's already taking care of it. Clearly. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Why can't I? Like, it's out of range for me. Oh, okay, there we go. Now I've gone into range and pulled back out, and I can stay in range, but I had to get, like, up behind it? That's weird. Bug alert. We still, though, lost Frankie. All right, let's, oh, but you have no health. Okay, fine. Fine. 2 mages. We'll be fine. Boom. Phew. All right, we should probably make you a fire, because if we make a fire, we can regen, and that would be good. I'll do that. I'm going to make a fire over here. So one of the things that we've been debating is whether or not and how much building we allow out in the overland. At least with this early zone, we're not allowing building, but we have been testing out building in other instances. And that has been actually like really fun, you know, very Valheim feeling where like you're building outposts out in while you're adventuring. So you're not going to build a full on village, but you might throw up some, you know, quick buildings just to get you where you need to go. Oh, look, there's another fire. I'll finish that one while you go kill things, Seb. Thank you. Thank you. God. And he's stuck in an animation bug. Use an emote to break your animation bug. So one would wonder, why would we be showing something that is so not done? And yet, like, I think one of the reasons why we've been getting a little bit of blowback for how much we've been showing is because this is like really early, but it looks so close to done that the bugs then become really apparent and it makes it feel broken. But that's kind of the point, is we're playing this game as if we are playing, and we do this every single week so that we can figure out like what are the most important things to fix. The next thing that we need is investment to be able to bring a team back on to start fixing these bugs. But we have people starting to come in and wanting to help us even without investment, which is absolutely incredible. And like, I can't wait for me to be able to start sharing some of these people's work. But one of the things that we've done is like, we all agree that if they come and help out, like they can use whatever it is that they build for Haven for their portfolio, because we're completely building out in the open. There's no NDAs. So if you are a game developer and you want to come in and make an asset or two and see if it fits within our world, like reach out to me. I'd love to have you in the conversation and talking about this game, because we are building what we hope to be like the absolute best game that we can imagine. And we can't do that in a vacuum. We want to do that as a group collaboratively with our players, because that's how we roll. All right. Let's get into trouble now. Wait, did we left the glowy tree? Where did the glowy tree go? I totally got distracted yapping. Yep. That's the house. Or is it back this way? Because oh, there it is. There's the lightsaber. Phew. So this environment artist friend who has worked on some incredible and beautiful games, she's already been concepting out what these teleporters are going to look like. And y'all, it's so cool. I see what's going on. He's having so much fun fighting things, but we need to do a lot of work on our VFX and our messaging. He's cheering. Bit dot, ooh, I can't type here. Bit.ly. And I can't say that out loud, what I'm supposed to be typing. Copy link. All right. Yes. Oops, I toggled the mini map. Yeah, and oh, I see another bug. Okay, bug for the AI later. When I hit M, it toggles the mini map. That is intended. But when I am typing and I hit M, it still captures the M and brings down the mini map. It doesn't ignore the mini map toggle while I'm focused on the chat window. All right, let's teleport. Oh, here we go. I think we should just like Leroy Jenkins it and see what happens. Yeah. We need sound design help too. There's no audio except for that sound and some footsteps, friends. Okay. Ready? Oh, it's happening. Oh, wait, I'm not buffed. Oh, I am buffed. Okay. I am buffed as we're gonna be. I'm not sure, Frank. We need something like bandages. Yep, this isn't gonna work. Oh God. I'm gonna reduce my aggro with my Mirage. We gotta kite this guy. Oh God, he stunned us. Oh goodness, no. Oh, I stunned him. I have 7 seconds left on my stun. I don't know if it's gonna refresh fast enough. Or did we bug him out? Oh, I think we found the bug maybe, is that the stun, maybe while he's casting. See, multiplayer code is actually really challenging, and working on the overlap of events. He may be bugged out. Yeah, no, he's bugged. So it's not just building a fire that causes him to bug out like this. Oh, I'm out of mana. Look at this. I can just auto attack him. He's not going to hurt us. Uh-oh. So, oh, Seb died again. Oh no. Oh goodness. I don't know if it's gonna work. Is it gonna work? I'm sorry I can't see the chat because I'm playing at the same time. I'm just hoping for the best. This might be like the slowest end to the stream ever. I mean, oh, see? Yay, Frank! I just need to get you into our Discord to chat with us. But look at how cool this werewolf is. I can just pan around him a little bit. Look at him. He is so fun, and he's big. Like for an animated looking character, a cartoony character, I think he's pretty sweet. And I love the texture and the shader effects that we put on him. There's other things that we want to put on. There's a generative AI tool that creates smoke, and we've attached it to these models to go with the animation, and it looks like the smoke monster out of Lost, y'all. It's so cool. But again, we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, he's roaring, but he's not actually attacking. Oh, Cobblemot, you poor thing. I think I have a mana potion. Oh, I don't have any mana potions. Oh, shoot. I drank my only one. You know what? I'm going to go over here. I'm going to turn off auto attack because I think that might break things. But I'm going to try to build a fire. See if I can get myself some mana back. Okay, this is not working as intended, obviously. But I still have this urge, like I have to finish him in order to completely feel satisfied with this playtest session. Cobblemot needs to go down. Oh, he's running. He murdered me. Ouch. Ow. How did he do that? Boss encounters are tough, man. Now, you can see the mobs off to the side. We want to make this encounter harder because those creatures are placed so that we can have Cobblemot call down reinforcements. And currently we're planning on having this be tuned to like maybe a 15 player experience. Right now it's tuned really small for like 4 or 5 players, specifically because we were building it for the GDC demo. But I think for release, we want to get more people in here. That's why his health is so high. And there's tuning work, clearly. All right, friends. Ah, we died and he reset. It was a good try. We had a good run. I'm going to jump back into the matrix and exit out of my Haven experience. Thank you all for joining us on the stream and checking out our little prototype. It is a wonderful Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. And please be sure to like and subscribe because that way you'll be notified. And also it helps us. And in fact, the number one way that you can help us, other than like joining our Patreon and contributing there, is by sharing what we are doing with your network. Because as you reshare our videos, then we get more eyes, we get more people. We need your help. So do us one solid and just share out these videos, and we'd really appreciate it. So thanks for joining us, playing Haven, and thank you for allowing me to gush about my team. And I hope you all have a magnificent weekend, and we'll see you next week. Au revoir. In the Matrix, do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. It's still there. I'm trying to end the stream, man.